chilling tale you've ever come across. Not too long ago, I stumbled upon a wild truth. Monsters are real, and believe it or not, I possess an uncanny ability to sniff them out. Even more shocking, I have a newfound hunger for devouring these demons lurking in the shadows. You see, I'm what they call a demon eater. So I guess that makes me Keisha, the demon eater.
It was a night heavy with fog when I stumbled upon the old crossroads, a place mentioned only in whispers and half-forgotten stories. I was searching for something deeper, something more meaningful than the everyday life I'd always known. That's when I saw him, Eshu, the trickster god, leaning casually against a wooden post, watching me with a mischievous glint in his eyes and a grin that promised both trouble and adventure. He offered me a choice: seek wisdom in the unknown or remain safe in ignorance. A shiver ran down my spine, but my curiosity was too strong to ignore. I stepped forward, choosing the path that led to Papa Legba's realm, the air growing thick with anticipation and a haunting energy that made each step feel momentous. Deeper into the labyrinth I went, walls carved with symbols whose meaning danced just out of reach. Shadows shifted around me, taking form that teased and tormented in equal measure. In the midst of all this stood Papa Legba, a mysterious figure whose voice seemed to echo in the very marrow of my bones. His words were riddles, turning my perception of reality into a complex web of questions and uncertainties. Fear gnawed at me, but I pushed myself forward, determined to decode the mysteries that surrounded me. Then something changed. Clarity struck like a bolt of lightning. I realized that all this time I had been letting life happen around me, missing the deeper truths that lay beneath its surface. With this newfound understanding, I felt a surge of resolve and became proactive in my journey, no longer running from the unknown. But just as I started to feel capable, the atmosphere shifted, a chill settled in, and I found myself drawn towards a gathering unlike any other, a revel led by Baron Somadhi himself. Spirits danced around me, their presence both eerie and enticing. The sheer weight of it all was overwhelming, and for a moment I felt my resolve slipping, replaced by growing uncertainty. It was then that I realized the true challenge was not in rejecting fear, but in embracing life's fragility. Gathering all my courage, I moved forward, determined to face whatever came next. As I danced with the specters, I discovered freedom, not from fear, but through understanding it. Emerging from the shadowy crossroads, I returned to the trickster god, Eshu, still lounging with curious eyes. Silently, I acknowledged that I had passed through a trial that tested the depths of my soul, changed in ways I was just beginning to understand. I turned away from the path, carrying instead a new depth and vitality. In stepping through myth and truth, I had danced with gods and emerged, grasping not the solidity of safety, but the fragility of life, ever shifting and yet more fulfilling than ever before. One, transition and connection, the journey within us. As we step from the shadows of our tale into the heart of what these myths reveal, we find ourselves at a curious intersection, a meeting point of choice, knowledge, and our deepest fears. The story we've just explored isn't just an ancient whisper, it's a mirror reflecting the universal journey of every human spirit. Consider the crossroads where our seeker stood. This isn't just a place on a map, it is symbolic of our choices in our lives. The notion that every decision opens doors to wisdom as unknown as it is alluring. Each choice carries with it the promise of discovery and the challenge of confronting what we often dare not face. The primal urge to know more, to go beyond the familiar, compels us towards external adventure and inward exploration. In the labyrinth guarded by Papa Legba, we confront our desire to unlock the mysteries of existence. This path represents our innermost quest for understanding. It beckons us to look deeper into life's unpredictable nature, pushing us to engage with the questions that define our essence. Who am I? What lies beyond what I can see? Finally, there is the dance with Baron Samedi, that balancing act between life and the ever-looming presence of death. Aren't these encounters reminders of life's precious uncertainty? The joy, the celebration, the fear, they all remind us that the dance is fleeting, urging us to find meaning in our existence before the dance changes into the stillness beyond. In embracing these deities and their stories, we engage with the foundations of our being, allowing ourselves to explore the very nature of choice and the unknown. Let us reflect upon these guiding figures to tap into the wellspring of ancient wisdom, where myth and reality intertwine, revealing parts of ourselves we had yet to discover. Here, in this abstract space between myth and our journey resides the deeper understanding we seek, one that is as vast and mysterious as the crossing paths of fate itself. As we reflect on our journey through myth, we see how these mysteries mirror our own lives. The crossroads of choice invites us to seek deeper understanding and new horizons. To delve deeper, I invite you to join the House of Horus YouTube membership. Here, we explore African cultural heritage through music, artwork, and rich lore building, offering a sacred opportunity to connect and celebrate our traditions. Why join? At the House of Horus, we are committed to preserving, decoding, and sharing ancestral knowledge. By becoming a member, you are not only supporting our mission, but also becoming an active participant in this journey. Here are the membership tiers. The first membership is Harmonic Alchemist. Embrace the mystical power of sound. Here you access exclusive soundtracks to enhance your immersive experience. The second tier is Mystic Guardians of Lore. Become a steward of ancient narratives. Gain behind-the-scenes insights into crafting Afro-cosmic tales with exclusive content. Your membership helps us continue producing high-quality content that honors the past while inspiring future generations. Join now with the link provided in the top right corner and become a House of Horus YouTube member to help keep the ancient wisdom of African cultures alive and thriving. Together we'll illuminate the path forward, celebrating and preserving this legacy through knowledge, creativity, and lore. Welcome to a space where forgotten African legacies are reclaimed and explored, a community dedicated to the journey within and beyond. Thank you for supporting the House of Horus, and thank you to all our members. As we further this exploration, let us turn our focus towards understanding the very deities who guide and challenge us from beyond the veil. Together, we shall delve into the rich cultural and mythological significance of Eshu, Papa Legba, and Baron Samedi. These figures not only inhabit the stories of old, but also extend their influence into our lives, helping us navigate the unknown and prompting us to ask, where do we seek knowledge, and at what cost? And how do life and death shape our daily existence? 2. Introduction of the deities, guardians at the gates of knowledge. What drives us towards wisdom, and how do we navigate the boundaries between knowledge and the unknown? This intriguing question acts as a gateway to understanding the profound roles of Eshu, Papa Legba, and Baron Samedi, figures who have guided the human psyche through life's most enigmatic landscapes for centuries. In Yoruba tradition, Eshu stands as a pivotal figure, the trickster who thrives at crossroads and thresholds. His presence is felt in bustling marketplaces and at the gateways of homes. His shrines, unassuming yet imbued with the power to sway outcomes. As the trickster, Eshu embodies the unpredictability of life, reminding us to remain aware of the unseen forces that shape our paths. His potencies and myths are whispered around fires, stories of colorful caps that spark disputes, and his delight in stirring life's pot. In the Yoruba cosmos, Eshu is central to life's balance, mediating between humans and the divine, and challenging us to question what we hold as truth. Transitioning from the domains of Eshu, we encounter Papa Legba, the esteemed gatekeeper in the spiritual traditions of voodoo. Unlike the childlike whimsy of Elegua in Cuban Santeria, Legba in Haiti emerges as a wise elder, a being of profound importance who opens the portals to deeper spiritual realms. Rituals begin with a beckoning to Legba, inviting him to clear paths with gentleness, guiding communication between the human heart and the lofty whispers of the divine. Through him, we learn to reconcile the earthly with the ethereal, finding connection in places where language and understanding are veiled. And then we come face to face with Baron Samedi, the charismatic and fearsome custodian of life and death in Haitian voodoo. In his top hat and dark glasses, moving with a cane, he bridges the mysterious boundary between the living and the ancestral world. As the ruler of the cemetery, Baron Samedi embodies a paradox, wherein death, rather than being an end, is a segment of life's eternal cycle. He challenges us to consider the impermanence of our mortal dance and to confront the fears that often paralyze our pursuit of a meaningful existence. Eshu's guidance at the crossroads, Papa Legba's keys to ethereal transitions, and Baron Samedi's revels in the cycle of life and death, each archetype holds a mirror to our own journeys, inviting us to explore beyond the thresholds of our knowledge and expectations. As we journey further, we will delve into these symbolic archetypes, uncovering how their narratives steep us in self-discovery, historical wisdom, and the courage to embrace the cycles that govern us all. Prepare to immerse yourself in the landscape of archetypes and symbolism, where the crossroads, keys, and skulls form a trinity of metaphors that deepen our understanding of these deities and our place in the grand narrative of life. Three, exploration of character archetypes and symbolism, keys to our inner journey. As we peek into the depths of these legendary figures, we see them transcend mere myth to become archetypes that resonate with our own lives. Each deity offers a distinctive perspective on the human journey, unraveling layers of meaning and interconnectedness. Eshu, the quintessential trickster, embodies the unpredictable twists and turns that we encounter at life's crossroads. This archetype thrives on disruption, compelling us to question the status quo and to see beyond the facade of certainty. In our modern world, Eshu's influence encourages innovation, challenges authority, and incites reflection on our choices and their broader implications. Through the symbol of the crossroads, he urges us to choose wisely and accept that risk is an inherent part of seeking truth and wisdom. Papa Legba stands as the serene guide, providing the keys to unlock mysteries that lie beyond immediate perception. In a society where communication bridges the realms of imagination and reality, Legba's role as the gatekeeper invites us to explore the profound connection that enrich our lives. He represents the harmony between the known and the unknown, helping us transcend limitations and embrace the transformational journeys we undertake with mindful introspection. In the realm governed by Baron Samedi, we find the master of death and renewal, a figure both feared and revered. His presence in the cycle of life challenges our deepest fear of mortality, urging us to find joy and meaning in the impermanence of existence. Skulls and dances symbolize his dominion. They invite us to a celebratory dance through life, while acknowledging the inevitable shadows. This awareness can lead to a more authentic and fulfilled life, free from the constraints of fearing the end. These archetypes, through their symbols and narratives, impassion our exploration of self-discovery, encourage the breaking of norms, and foster acceptance of life's continuum. From birth through death, they prompt us not simply to exist, but to live with intention, curiosity, and courage. As we transition into deeper philosophical insights, let's consider how these reflections on archetypes and symbols lead us to the core philosophical questions of chaos, choice, and our personal searches for meaning. These deities not only serve as guides to spiritual realms, but also open pathways to self-awareness and growth, leaving us to ponder: how do these ancient stories unlock new pathways within our own lives? The philosophical context, unraveling the fabrics of fate and free will. In examining the fabric of human fate, we enter a rich tapestry woven with threads of choice, destiny, and the eternal balance between freedom and determinism. Eshu, Papa Legba, and Baron Samedi serve as gateways not merely to spiritual realms, but to philosophical insights that ask us to reconsider our place within these dualities. From an African perspective, the individual is not an isolated entity, but part of a broader community that shapes identity and purpose. The saying, "I am because we are," encapsulates a deep interdependence, suggesting that true freedom emerges from this collective reality. Much like Eshu at the crossroads, symbols of choice and transition, our individual freedoms must be understood within the wider context of community and tradition. It is an acknowledgement that while we are bound by certain deterministic elements such as cultural norms and inherited destinies, we still possess the power to navigate and influence our own journeys. Papa Legba, as master of transitions, invites us to reflect on how destiny interacts with human agency. The nature of the universe is not one of rigid predetermination, but a dynamic interplay where freedom and fate dance. Consider the idea of destiny as setting the broad strokes of our life's canvas, while personal choices bring color and detail. Just as Legba opens the path for spiritual communication, so too does he symbolize the human capacity to use wisdom and insight to chart our unique courses through life. Baron Samedi stands at the intersection of life and death, wielding the profound truth of our mortality. This acknowledgement is not meant to instill fear, but to inspire a more authentic engagement with life. Understanding mortality gives weight to our choices and actions, infusing our daily existence with deeper significance. Here, life and death are not final oppositions, but transitions within an interconnected cycle that both humbles and uplifts, much like the philosophical tension between freedom and destiny. These archetypes guide us towards self-awareness, where the philosophical dance between chaos and order becomes a personal narrative of growth and exploration. What can these narratives reveal about the hidden complexities of our minds and the essence of who we truly are? Conclusion. As we draw our exploration to a close, we stand at a personal crossroads, an intersection where ancient wisdom and our own journeys converge. Like the mythical paths presided over by Eshu, Papa Legba and Baron Samedi, our choices shape the narratives of our lives, urging us to embrace the unknown and listen to the whispers of destiny and freedom that have guided us from within. Consider for a moment, what crossroads are you standing at today? What unseen paths and possibilities wait patiently beyond your comfort zone, urging you to reach for wisdom now hidden? Reflect on the decisions you have made, those that have led you here, molded by community, bound by tradition, yet unique to your spirit. This is a call to exploration, a gentle push to open doors you have yet to unlock. Ask yourself, what mysteries and challenges lie unexplored within? And what do they reveal about your own nature and the ever-present dance between fate and free will? In this interplay lies the wisdom of growth, a reminder that our understanding of life's chaos and order is constantly unfolding, shaped by the choices we dare to make. In looking within, you discover not just the limits of what you thought possible, but the infinite potential of what life can become. By facing the shadows, we can learn from figures like Eshu, who thrive on unpredictability, Legba, who bridges divides with insight, and the joyous dance of Baron Samedi, who invites us to celebrate each moment of our transient existence. As we engage with these ideas, I invite you to dive deep into self-reflection, allowing ancient narratives to help illumine your path forward.